Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another tutorial. I actually watched this over, I watched Emily over at Junk Journal Inspirations, I believe is her YouTube channel, but I will link it below. Again, this is an oldie. I watched it a long time ago, wanted to make it and never got around to it. So I thought we would go ahead and do it today. So I did make a bunch off camera because I want to keep these videos a little bit shorter. So I've got my supplies, my Fabri-Tac, which is my preferred glue, my vintage photo archival ink, Bearly Arts white glue, corner rounder, and a specialty corner punch. I've got a ruler so I can show you the dimensions of the ones that I made because I wanted to show you how many different ways you can make these in terms of size and other features. So this is the first one. So it is a paperclip hidden journaling spot. So I'll detail that in a second, but here it pulls out like this. It's going to clip on the page sideways, and we've got this writing space. So it's not a lot. I want to play around a little bit with maybe doing kind of an accordion type writing space that can go in there so you get a little bit more bang for your buck. And then, so that's the front, and then the back is, I masked the back of the paperclip because in this design, in order to get the hidden journaling spot, you have to have one side of the paper clip out so that it can clip onto the page. So, but I think it's beautiful. I love doing those masked paper clips where I just make it look like it's not a paper clip. So that's the first one. It measures, they're not going to be precise measurements, you guys, I don't think. 4 by a little over 4. So that's weird. Yeah, so that's that one. And then I will link all the kits. I didn't make note of it before I turned the camera on. I believe this is from Chapter 1 Papers. By the way, if you're watching this in the next, like this'll publish in 2 days. So hopefully you'll still have time to catch the sale. They're offering 40% off on all their kits. And I believe it will still be going on when this video goes up. So that's the first one. The second one is a tall one. It's also going to clip on the page. And I've also masked the back of that one. This one is very, very simple. And I'll have to link these papers as well. I got a few new digital kits that I will share with you. This is just from my stash. And so again, it's got the masked paper clip and the hidden writing spot. Make sure I can pull it out. And as is usual with my hidden writing spaces, I don't like to ink these edges because I like it to be concealed. Oh, measurements. Cara-Renee, measurements. This one is 3 1/8 by 5 3/8 ish. Again, you can make them any size. You're going to see I get a little bit tinier as I go. This is one for the Joyful Spring Journal. Love it. This one opens from the bottom, so it's going to paper clip on the top of the page. There's the back, masked paper clip, front, and pulls out like this. So that's very different, and I love it. I think this is actually preferred in these designs. So a little bit of seam binding, top and bottom, put a whale tail tab on there. This one measures 3 3/4 ish by 5 3/8. So that's a good size. And then this is one as well. Again, getting a little bit smaller here. Front and back will hook onto the top of the page. And here's our writing spot. So same dealio, pretty simple. And then this is the tiniest one that I did. So I got my cuts a little bit crooked. You can tell, like if you look close up, that the slant on this is not straight, but that's okay. Again, masked paper clip. This is the back, and it opens like that. Very small little writing space, but I love it. I love it so much. So that's that. And then the last one is this tall one, and I absolutely adore this. It measures, I didn't give you the measurements on the little bitty, so hang on. 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. This one is, I love it. It's going to open from the top, and it's going to paper clip at the bottom of the page. So this one's a little bit trickier to get in and out because it's so tall. This writing space is very tall. So just to give you some perspective, this goes clear down to here. So it's a writing space of, wow, like 6 3/4 inches. So this one's going to stick out at the top of a journal, which means I may put a whale tail tab or something on the top of that, or an eyelet. We'll see. So this one measures in total 8 1/4. Oh, it's perfect height for a journal. Sweet. 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 ish. So that is those are our prototypes. Again, very simple embellishing there. So we're going to make just one on camera. Again, I'm working at keeping my videos a little bit shorter. And if you watch my Beloved Beauty Monthly for June, I am working on balance in my life. And so I am slowing down a little bit in terms of my creative output, and kind of examining my own personal balance. So thank you guys for everybody that commented on that video. I have not gone back and responded. I did see the comments, but we'll get back to that. So we're going to make another one for the Joyful Spring Journal. And so I didn't cut everything down because I wanted to show you what that looks like. And I've got just the bare minimum of decorations here because the pages themselves are pretty loud and busy. So I kept it a little bit simpler. So basically what I did is, this is a kit from, I believe this is from Angela Kerr's side. I cannot remember. Angela Kerr and Rachel and Bella Crafts did a collaboration, which I participated in. And this is one of the pages, but it is printed 2 to a page. So I could get a smaller image to fit this project. So basically what I did is I just first evaluated kind of how wide I wanted it to be, and I just folded to that. It's not precise. This is just over 3 3/8 inches. And then I left that connected so that you guys could see how I'm going to cut it beyond this. So I would advise you to print something on the inside, because if something shows through, like in terms of your cutting and stuff, it's nice to have it not be stark white, but you could always ink things up a little bit more, more specifically. Boy, words are hard again. We are now, let's see, today is Saturday, the 8th of June. And we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, 6.5 days. We only have a half a day on Tuesday, so that will be beautiful. I am so looking forward to it. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it off. I made a pencil line so I knew what to cut off of this side. So we're going to do that together, and then we're going to do the cutting for the extra pieces, and I'll explain that here in a second. Let me just trim this off. Sorry, pardon me. I'm going to trim this off, but I'm also going to take a sliver off this side to make it 2 pieces. You would not need to make it 2 pieces. I'm just doing that because that's what I've been doing, and I just want to stick with what is working. So in my current state of mind. So there we go. So you should have 2 pieces. You've got a front image and a back image. And of course, these could be completely reversed. If you preferred that image, you could make that the front. But I'm going to keep it like that. And so then the next thing you want to do is you want to cut a piece of some kind of just plain paper, writing paper. This is that beautiful paper from Ruby and Pearl's beautiful bird kit, beautiful birds kit background page. And so you want to cut a piece to sandwich in the middle of these first. So I'm just going to put this down, and I'm going to do it the lazy way. And I think did I do it that way? Oh, I did. I made that line just for ease so I'd remember what I was actually doing. And I'm going to just slide that up there, and I'm going to make a mark for the other line, or for the other side rather. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and this. I'm also going to cut another smaller piece, and let me tell you what that needs to look like. So the next piece of coffee dyed paper, you want to be smaller, narrower than this. So I would say to leave about 1/4 of an inch for your glue lines. And then it's not going to be, you're going to have to, I'll show you how I navigate the height of the internal piece that's going to be the writing space. So give me a second to just chop this up. So I just like to put it back up to everything to make sure that everything is exactly even on these, and that looks pretty darn good. Not a huge deal if there's any overlapping, because you can just ink it, and ink covers a multitude of sins, or crookedness in this case. So this is our inside piece, so it doesn't have an image on it. And then you want one more piece, so I'm just going to bring this other bit over here, and we want to make it, I'm just going to cut the width right now, and then we'll play with the length. Oh, you know, that's not big enough. I have to get the bigger piece. It needs to be taller. So I'm going to get this, yeah, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. So you want it to be, again, it doesn't have to be quite a 1/4 of an inch. Let's see what I'm I-spying here. I guess that is a 1/4 of an inch. I would allow a 1/4 of an inch on each side for your glue line. So I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm just going to, I'm looking at this corner here. Sorry, hard to see. And I'm just going to, this is the kind of the cheater way. You could obviously measure. You guys know me, I don't really care for measuring. So, oh, that's the wrong way. We want to go this way. We want to go inside of this other piece. Oh my goodness. Gangbusters here. There we go. And I'm going to just trim that. Okay. We're going to leave the height as it is, as I mentioned before. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do some inking before we do any cutting apart here. So let me just ink each of these pieces. Oh, actually, let's decide on our corners. I don't know what I want. I think I'm just going to do a regular rounded corner. I'm looking at what else I did for the spring journal here. I've got this one, and they both got 2 different corners. So let's just go with a round corner on this one. So that will be easy peasy. So my punch will not do more than 1 page. So I'm just going to put more than 2 pages. So I'm going to put these 2 together, and I'm going to use the 10 millimeter rounding bit. Okay, and then we're going to do the same here. Again, if it's not precise, it's not a huge deal. You could also cut them individually if you wanted to make sure that they were completely staying lined up as you punched. Totally up to you. Okay, so there we go. So let me ink these real quick. Okay, there we go. So the next thing you're going to do is you want to get a paper clip. I forgot to grab one before I turn the camera on. I'm going to use a large paper clip. So this is a standard, I believe it's a 2-inch. Yeah, 2-inch paper clip. You could use a small one if you've got a smaller bit that's going to hold well. So you want to take your back, decide which one's your back. So I want this to be my back, but this is the back of the back. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put my paper clip with the short side on the inside. So in this case, the coffee dyed side, and the large part is on the other side. So let me get that a little bit more even. I am going to leave the paper clip sticking up a bit. I like to put some seam binding through there. So then you're going to put glue all over this, and we're going to put this is the piece that's going to separate it so that we can actually get it on a page. I don't know what else to call it. It's the extra piece. So got my Fabri-Tac, and I use Fabri-Tac because I can move it quite a bit if I get things out of whack. So okay, just like that. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any glue there, and then I'm just going to set this on here. Okay, and I'm going to pick it up and adjust. So if you were using white glue, this would be slightly more challenging, but I love my Fabri-Tac. So, and if there's anything hanging over, it's not a huge deal. It just gives more visual interest, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. I'm going to push it to this side so that I can kind of press around that paper clip, because you saw I put quite a bit of glue around the paper clip. I meant to do the paper clip cover here before I did that, so let me grab a piece of paper. Let me just grab this. This is the same one I used on one of the other pieces. So it's easier to do it when it's not glued in already, but if it is, this is what I've done. So come on, get out of the way. Is I just slide this under here, okay? Being careful not to move that paper clip too much because we are very, very wet. Okay, and I'm going to slide it all the way to the top, pretty much. And I'm just going to turn this because I like to get a hold of this from this edge. So I'm going to just pick this up and I'm going to fold it over like that. Okay, and I'm kind of eye-spying to see that it's even on the top and the bottom. Okay. All right, just like that. Give it a good press, and I'm going to flip it again. Hope I don't make you dizzy. And then we're going to just fold it and make a crease here, pushing it up to the edge of that paper clip, folding it just to get a better crease, like so. And I'm going to remove it because we don't need all of that. So it's going to fold here, but I don't need it to wrap another time. So I'm just going to cut it about maybe a 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, about a 1/4 of an inch in, and I'm not measuring. I'm gonna snip it. So I'm just estimating. Okay, and then let's go ahead and ink this up before we glue it together. So I hope you'll check out Emily's video. I know she mentioned she watched it. I think she did the video like 3 years ago, if I remember correctly. Give her some love because she was doing it and sharing where she had originally learned it or saw it. So I like to make sure that the credit can go back to the person, as best as possible. So just giving that a little bit of glue on that edge, and I'm just going to tuck that in and give this a press. I have some glue oozing. That's okay. All right, so there is it's sort of like the paperclip sleeves that Tracy Fox has done on her channel. And then you're just going to slide this on here with this seam not showing, if you can do that. Just going to slide that on. Okay. Boom. And now that's covered. Super easy. So the next thing you're going to do is take this, and you want to decide whether you want your paperclip, your hidden journaling spot, to open this way, or at the bottom. I think I want to do mine at the bottom. I really liked that look. So I'm just sandwiching these all together, and I'm going to go ahead and make a mark. You can take off whatever you want. I find that the more you take off, the easier it is for that journaling spot to go in and out. That's just been my experience. So I'm going to go, just moving some stuff here. I'm going to go 1 1/4 inches. Okay. I'm just moving that over so I can make a mark. And I'm just going to make a pencil mark here, and I'm going to turn to my trimmer, and I'm cutting through all the layers. So I'm cutting through basically 3 layers of paper right now. There we go. Important that you didn't glue this on yet. So, I mean, I suppose you could do it, cut it after it's glued, I imagine, but I'm just doing it the exact way that Emily did it because my brain is not working all that fantastically currently. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and glue this on, but we want this to stay open because that's our pocket. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put my white glue here, here, and here. Just like so. And then you're going to make sure, well, obviously if you've rounded this, you know that this is the top. So, but you can always double check to make sure everything is going the right direction. So I'm just going to set that on there, and I'm using white glue so I don't have as much freedom to adjust as I do with my Fabri-Tac. And I generally don't use my Fabri-Tac for this step because I tend to get more glue out, and then I get a bigger landscape, or takes up my landscape for my pocket. So then I like to slide a ruler in there right away and just kind of push at the edges so that we minimize how much space is taken up by the glue. Okay. And then you're going to take this piece, okay, and I like to just leave it whatever length. So you just want to make sure that it is much taller than the whole of your piece, because you want to make sure that it's going to go deep enough. So I could technically cut it off here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and ink this corner on both sides, because I won't be able to get to that here in a second. Okay, so then you're going to take this piece. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, this is going on the bottom. Cara-Renee, this is going on the bottom. It's going this way. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, that got all off. Bummer. That's okay. Ink, ink, ink. You see that? Is a little bit off. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Now, actually, let me go ahead and round this corner, because that will save us a headache of trimming. There were some other designs I ended up making boo-boos, and I ended up having to manually trim some things that were sticking out. So better to just do that. That's not going to show, but you know, ink it anyway. And it's going to go right here. And we're going to put it in place, and then we're going to pick it up to make sure that we've got the same amount of this paper on each side of that brown paper. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac just for the ability to move it very quickly. And we're going to just set that on there. And again, I'm going to pick it right up and adjust. So I like to turn it over and then just kind of move it until I've got the same-ish amount on either side of this brown paper. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then we're just going to put that down there like so. And then this one is going to go in like fashion on this side. Okay, now you're looking at it upside down just because of the angle that I have to work at here. So I have to tell you something. I mentioned I usually do a lot of different pieces in a video because it's craft time for me. It's valuable craft time for me, and then I can get more done. But I decided to go ahead and put the work in on the front end and do a bunch of them off camera before I turn the camera on, and just come and bring you one example. So that's what I did, and it was actually quite nice to just sit in here and listen to my audiobook, Girl Wash Your Face, and it was really actually nice. So I'm just evening those up. Oh, why is it off? Because everything's moving. Everything's moving. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to let that sit a minute. But in the meanwhile, we can bring it over here and go like this. And this is going to help us to determine how tall this needs to be now. So I'm going to move it over just so I'll have the ability to make a mark. So I don't want it to go all the way to the end. So I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch from here. So I'm going to go about right there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and slice that off. There we go. We're gonna clip that corner anyway. So we're going to round those edges. I like these ones that go up and down because I feel like you get a little bit more writing space than you would otherwise. So we're going to just continue to ink this, or finish inking it. And there we go. So I do have to tell you, I also went out this morning. So I don't know if I told you, I've been, I don't think I have. So post recording my, post recording my Beloved Beauty Monthly for June, I made a plan for my workout routines, my walking routines, my step goals, my calorie goals, all of that stuff. And I met all my goals all week long, but my feet are absolutely killing me. And then I saw one of my friends, Robin Stoy, on Facebook, and this was on top of my daughter and her husband giving me a recommendation for a good place locally to go find a good pair of shoes, tennis shoes, because I have plantar fasciitis and I also have issues with my metatarsal support on my feet. And so I walk, but I pay a price because then my feet are numb and they hurt all day and it's just not a good scene. But I did go out this morning, checked out that store, got amazing customer service, paid a pretty penny. But so far so good. I still have a little bit of numbness, but when your feet have been traumatized by the pain of plantar fasciitis and we're not wearing the right shoes, it takes a little while for them to be okay. And they offer a 60-day money back guarantee, so I can walk in them outside. I can test them for 60 days and see if they work, which is awesome. So that's just a little bit on a personal note. So I think we're good to go ahead and stick this in. So it's just going to feed in here in the bottom. Sometimes the first time it can be a little bit rough because it is technically still kind of wet in there, the glue on the edges. So I'm just going to slide that in and just to show you what it looks like. And boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Epic. I am going to slide it out though because I don't want that to get stuck. Okay, so decorating. I didn't really pull much out. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of a blue strip here since I used this blue polka dot material or paper. Should we put some of that up here as a border? I mean, as a... I don't know. I didn't pull anything out for this piece because the images are so beautiful that you don't want to really take away from it. So I do have two little quotes, all things new and spring days. So let's just do that. And I've got some of my, this lace that I coffee dyed. So I think we'll just do that. And around these corners. If you get it at the wrong angle, it's not a good scene. There we go. Perfect. Perfect meaning I love it. Not perfect as in perfect. There we go. Okay, so I've got some of this lace, which I absolutely love. Watch how it tears. It's amazing. Boom. And you get all these tattery edges and beautifulness. And you can tear the other side as well. It gets a little bit scruffy and kind of hairy, but I love that look. That's very scruffy and hairy. Let's try that again. I want to be a little bit wider on that. So let me get one more. I will use all that little bit. It just goes into my scrap bin. Certain parts of it tear easier than other parts, so that's much better. Very, very hairy though, but I love it. I'm going to cut off some of the hairiness. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're going to put it up here, I think. I don't want it to really detract from everything else, and it's just pretty simple. So I'm going to put glue. I'm going to make the lace go all the way across. The quote will not take up all that space, so there we go. It's always a little bit wider on one end, I find, when I do it this way. That's okay. Let's just trim that little extra bit off. And let's put all things new on this one. And I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle of that door. So it's not centered on the item, but just kind of centered above that door, the shed door. Okay, so now we can turn it over and put this other one. Oh, I forgot about this. What should we put on our paper clip? Shall we find another word? Let me see if I can pull some of these over. I kind of didn't like all of these. All of these. I think Hope springs eternal, balmy, bless this nest. I have a whole bunch more of these. I just haven't cut them all out yet. Bunny kisses. I love that. I love bunny kisses. Who doesn't love bunny kisses? Let's use bunny kisses. Not that I've ever kissed a bunny, but we have these adorable bunnies out in our yard. Yeah, super, super cute. That's going to take up most of that, but that's all right. I love it. So we're going to put that way. So I just need another little piece of this lace. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Maybe I should just try cutting it so I don't wreck all of it. Put that on there. Oh, perfect. I love it. Bunny kisses, bunny kisses. So I've been taking my own advice, as I mentioned in my Beloved Beauty Monthly, and oh, I actually got a pedicure this morning. I don't usually do that. I do not find it relaxing, but my toes were a disaster, and we're heading into summer, and I don't want to be conscientious about it, so I did go ahead and do that this morning too. That is expensive when you get the gel. Oh my gosh. And I always get the deluxe pedicure because I never do it. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. But next time I do it, probably in a month or so, I'll probably just do the classic. But that's cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we're okay to stuff this in here. I just want to get a picture of where I want to put our other words. So again, this gets easier as you pull it in and out. Beautiful. So our other one is Spring Days. A little bit more ink on that end. And I think I'm going to put it down here, just like right there. So I just need a little piece of this messy lace. So many pieces here. So I hope you guys are doing okay and that you're having a good springtime. I am so dying for school to be out. And it's not that I'm a sleeper inner or anything like that. I don't travel. I just love to be at home. And so I'm really looking forward to, being able to get up in the morning, have my coffee out on the deck, enjoy reading a book outside. That's one of my goals, is to just slow down a little bit. And I have to tell you something else kind of private. So we went to my grandson's, Josiah's 7, went to his soccer game last night. And so I wanted to pull my older grandson, Tanner, aside and tell him that I have one thing on my bucket list, and that is to run a marathon with him. And I'm not talking about a Mondo big deal marathon or whatever. I just want to go run with him. I want to run in a whatever you call that. I think I mentioned that before. And he was like, cool, Grammy. Yeah, awesome. Let's do it. But somebody else laughed, and it was very hurtful. And so I'm telling myself the truth about that, because regardless of whether or not the person intended to laugh or intended to be mean or insensitive, it doesn't really matter. What matters is it doesn't matter what that person thinks. They can laugh all they want. This is my dream. This is my goal. This is my want, and I'm going to do it. On whatever scale I can manage, I'm going to do it. So I was able to replace that lie about how I interpreted that, how it felt, and I just turned it around. So I am good. So that is it, my friends. That is our one for on camera. I love it. Simple, simple, simple. Great, great piece, because it acts as a, so let me just show you a piece of paper here. Let me just get a partial here. Let's get a page. So the benefit of these is that you can slide it on like so. So not only is it a paper clip with a writing space, It also can have something tucked under here because it's got a big paper clip in it. So that's really, really cool. I forgot to put any seam binding on there. I will do that off camera. But I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.